Hello, everyone, and welcome to Navigate Autism's Traveling Pod Tips. I'm Jane Lynn Britton from Navigate Autism, and today we're talking about games. I'm sitting in my kitchen. This is where I often spent so much time coming up with games and activities to help William build his social skills, and I wanted just to share with you how to create a game. It's really not hard, but literally when I started this, when we started William's homeschool program, which has been so long, like maybe 12 years ago, I just didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I was creative. I didn't know much how to, play games or come up with these activities. And so I want to show you that if you feel the same way, you can do it, because if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. So I wanted just to kind of brainstorm a few games with you right now. And if you want, you can take them and do them with your child. You can also tailor them to what you think is going to work most for your child. The first thing you do is find out what their motivation is. If you're going to present a game, you want it to be something that they're going to hook into, that they're interested in, because otherwise they'll walk away or not pay attention or just do it without really learning or caring or really participating. So obviously understand what their motivations are, and if you don't know what they are, just observe. You'll figure it out. William loves music. He loves tapping and rhythm. So I do a lot of singing, games around music, or I get musical instruments and build them into our games. He also loves crafts. He loves using his hands to cut, tape, draw, paint. So I always incorporate those into the whole game or a part of a game. He also likes building things or Legos. He loves jumping. Another thing to think about is, in addition to their motivations, what are the things that you want to help them do? I was getting ready to say he doesn't like reaching over his head. So when he's really excited and in the game, I try to get him to reach for something on the shelf that I really need for the game, or to challenge him in the way he doesn't normally like to do it. But when he's having fun and is excited about it, he's more likely to actually do that and to kind of build that skill. So I'm going to start with several things that I think are easy, that you can easily generalize to what your child likes and that you probably have around the house. I always have on hand construction paper. I think it's the most versatile thing, and you can use it in so many different ways. So obviously, you can draw on it, cut it, tape it, roll it up into cylinders, cover things with it and tape it. So many different things. But it can be the real basis for a game. I love creating things on the floor and spreading them out, making them big, like a board game. You can use the different colors and create your own twister game, for instance. Or you can create a hopscotch or something where multicolors in a different pattern, and you roll a dice and you move or step on the different colors. The colors can be a direction that you could say, go step on the blue piece of paper and wait for the next activity, or go step on the blue and pull off the sticky note to see what you do next, or write a word on the different colors. If you're trying to teach colors, it can be go to the color and read the word, or go show me the color you want. I'll read the word and do that activity. And I would, for instance, write things like sing, dance, fall down, which is a silly thing I like to do sometimes to get William's attention, or drums, or read, music, whatever it is. I might write those different words on the different colors of construction paper. I can put them on the floor. Alternatively, I can tape them on the wall. I can tape them on different walls. I can tape them throughout the house, and then it's a scavenger hunt to see, let's go find the orange piece of paper, and what do we do next? So as you see, there's so many different things that you can do with construction paper to adapt to whatever you think is going to motivate and inspire your child, whether it's a board game, a twister-like game, a scavenger hunt, but using that paper in so many different ways. is fun, exciting, but also flexible. It shows your child flexibility, it shows diversity, and it teaches really your child how to be creative and use things in various ways. So there's so many things half those things I just thought of right now as sitting here talking, and you can probably think of 5 or 10 more ways that you might use construction paper. So that's one thing. Another thing I wanted to share, this is a really fun game too, is Mad Lib. I don't know if you are familiar with them, but I grew up buying the little tablets of paper with a Mad Lib story on each page, and there are holes in the story or blanks, and we're supposed to fill in the adjective, the noun, the pronoun, the adverb, and it was a lot of fun. I remember riding in the car with my brother on trips, and that's what we would do to entertain ourselves. Well, this is something that I like to do with William alone, or if I'm doing it with a group of friends, because that's really fun too. I'll get a big piece of construction paper, or again, if you have a big piece of poster board, or if you have construction paper, you can tape them all together and make a big board that way too. So I get a big piece of paper and I write a story or a paragraph of a story, leaving those blanks. And you can do whatever you want your child to learn, whether it's parts of speech, adverbs, adjectives, nouns, maybe it's colors, it could be holidays, whatever you're working on or wanting to focus on or as part of the story, make those the things that you're going to fill in. Now, how do you get your child to fill it in? Well, some of our kids, you may know, like if you're asking for colors, maybe they can tell you or show you by pointing to color options. The easiest way, or the way I like to start when I introduce a game, is making it very, very easy. So for this type of game, I actually wrote examples. So for and I made them adverbs and verbs and nouns. For all those different options or spaces we need to fill in, I came up with at least 3 different options, and I would write them down on a piece of paper and put them in a box. So I had my box for adverbs, my box for nouns, my box for pronouns, and if it was a holiday, I had a box for holidays. And when we got to the part of the story that we needed to add a word, I would say, "Oh, William, we need a holiday. Go find the box of holidays." And of course, I would have shown him, this is what holiday looks like. This is a holiday. This is the word holiday. And then he would get to go and pick from the holiday box. He would pick one. Picking one sometimes is hard. He would at first pick the whole handful, and I would say, okay, no, we're just going to pick one. So as you're doing the game, you can also be teaching little things along the way, like just pick one. So he would pick one, and then I would show him where to put it. We could tape it or Velcro it onto the board where the story was, where that space was. And then we would go down and keep reading the story and say, oh, we need an adverb. William, go to the box that says adverbs. Here's what it looks like. Go find the adverbs, pick one, and then bring it back and put it on the board. So eventually we got to the point where we had the whole story written, basically with all the different words on there, and then we could read it. And of course, it was silly because we were just choosing words out of a box and not trying to be very specific in terms of making it sound right. So we want it to be fun. So that's how I would do it with William. I would start slowly, where I might actually show him or hold the box to him and help him pull one out, help him put it on the board. Once he saw the process, I would start to kind of remove myself a little by little and say, okay, now you go to the box that says holidays, go to the box that says adverbs. Then it would go to the box, pull one out, then go to the box, pull one out, put it on the board. So I think you see what we were trying to achieve. Now, this is a really fun game to do with other kids. As you can probably imagine, they'll get really excited about it, and it brings a lot of joy and laughter to it because they will really understand the silliness of the story, which can elevate kind of the excitement as well as help your child see it's a fun thing that we're doing, and it is kind of a silly story. One additional thing I wanted to share, because I thought this was interesting, is I took this game actually to a school where we were doing some activities with William and some of these school students, and I didn't know them well enough to know what their motivations were. Remember, it's always good to have the game linked to the motivations of the children who are playing, because then they're going to want to play it. And so not knowing what their motivations were, and in case you're doing something with a group and maybe you don't know their motivations, think of generally what kids love. And I thought, well, most people love presents. Most people really like to open something. There's that surprise and it's kind of fun. And in this particular case, William was at a time he really didn't enjoy opening presents. So I said, let me instead of putting boxes of these words, let me wrap them as a present, and all of the children would really enjoy taking a turn choosing from the adverb or noun or holiday presents, opening it, and then finding the word and putting it on the board. So in that case, they were super excited to participate, open the present, and William got to see, wow, this is really fun. This is kind of a joyful thing to do, and this is even how you open a present, because it's not always easy to take off a bow, undo the tape, open the paper, open the box. So he could see kids his age doing an activity, how to do it, oh wow, it's fun, and then applying it to the game that we were going to do together. There's another thing I wanted to share, one more game. There's so many I have right now I want to share with you, but I really enjoy board games as well, and I find when I make them, I can make it more, tailor it more to what I think William is going to play or my family is going to play. So I kind of made a Monopoly game. I just took a big poster board and drew basically a big square and, and then another square inside, and made the different boxes that you would go around. And inside of those squares, I added things. So it kind of was reminiscent of Monopoly. And I put different things, whether it was a toy or like a kazoo or a crayon. So basically we would roll the dice, and wherever we landed, we would be able to do whatever activity was in that square. So we called it our Monopoly game because it was our game, and we were being creative, and it didn't matter that it didn't look or feel like Monopoly. It was our Monopoly game. And so the reason I say that is often, and I found this with myself a lot, often when I was creating games, I was stuck in the mindset of it has to be perfect. It has to look and feel exactly like what I see in stores or what I see in videos. And I had to kind of release myself from that strictness to allow myself the flexibility to make it the way I wanted, the way he wanted, the way that we could play it and not worry about it. And once I gave myself that freedom, I actually realized I was a lot more creative and I could do these games better than I realized or ever thought I could. But it gave me the freedom to create and to have that connection, interaction that I was ultimately looking for. And no one cared that it didn't look or feel like what they were used to seeing. It became our creation and our activity. And it also allowed me the freedom to ask William, what do you want it to look like? What do you want it to say, or how should we create it? So that I was actually inviting him to share his interest and share his voice in a different way. So these are some just 3 ideas of some tools you can use in game ideas that you can create. They can be built many different ways. Definitely think about what would work for you and your child, but hopefully they're just like game starters for you, and that you can create something that's meaningful and fun. One final thing I want to suggest is we're all so busy, and you might think, oh God, I don't have time for all this. What I usually try to do is on the weekend for a couple of minutes, think about 1 or 2 game ideas that I can do during the week. pull together some of the tools, the things I would need, whether it's scissors or tape or construction paper, boxes, things around the house. I'm really a big proponent of using what I've already got. But if I need to buy something, I try to go like to the dollar store or somewhere where it's not very expensive and just get all the tools and the things together. It's great to be able to put the game together first and play it, because then there's something fun you can just sit down and do. But it's also great to build out the game together. It extends the interaction and the attention span for our kids, which is what we love. It teaches them so many skills, but it also, I think it just shows them how to create something for themselves, as well as gives them the opportunity to express their interest of how we're going to make it. It takes away some of that pressure of it has to be done ahead of time. And when you do this, one thing to keep in mind is there's no rush. With us, sometimes we spend all weekend building the game and maybe 2 minutes playing it, but that's okay because we've had this great interaction in putting it together, and actually the game has become the building of the game. So this is a lot of fun, and I wish you all the best. Have fun coming up with games with your family and with your kids. Take care.